There's this fear I hear constantly these days. It's almost become this mantra in coffee shops, in boardrooms. Be careful. Using AI is going to make you stupid.
Right, or lazy. That your brain's just going to atrophy.
Exactly. This terrifying image of us just slowly forgetting how to think because the machines are doing it all for us.
It really is the prevailing anxiety of our time. But here's the twist, and this is really the core of what we're looking at today. AI doesn't inherently make you worse.
Okay.
It doesn't rot your brain. It's the way you use it that keeps you stagnant. The danger isn't the tool. It's using it as a crutch instead of a turbocharger.
That is a critical distinction. So welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are tackling mastering the mind in the AI age. We're exploring how to move from that passive consumption to active engagement.
Exactly. And we've got a roadmap. We're going to look at why AI lies to us and, why it's not technically lying. We'll tackle this illusion of fluency, which is a fascinating psychological trap. Then we'll break down a kind of reimagined pyramid of thinking to see what you should outsource and what you absolutely have to keep.
And the practical part.
And finally, a specific 4-step routine to learn with AI, not by AI.
I like the sound of that. Learning with, not by. So let's start at that foundational level, the nature of the beast. Why is the information we get from these large language models so often just wrong?
Yeah, it really comes down to probability. We tend to anthropomorphize these models. We think they know the truth.
That they don't.
They don't. Whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, they're just predicting what word should reasonably come next to make a sentence sound good.
So it's optimizing for plausibility, not for truth. It's basically a super advanced autocomplete.
Precisely. The source material calls this the hallucination phenomenon. The AI is trained to be helpful and confident, so if it doesn't know an answer, it might just make something up that looks like an answer, just to please you.
It's like a people-pleasing intern who's afraid to say, I don't know.
That is the perfect analogy. It wants that gold star, so it invents a citation. And there's another layer here. It's called source blindness. Source blindness. Yeah, the AI reads billions of websites, but it struggles to tell the difference between a peer-reviewed article and a random angry comment on a forum. It just ingests it all.
That sounds dangerous if you're trying to learn something complex.
Yeah.
If it's just blending fact and fiction, how do we use it safely?
You need a strategy. The guide we're looking at suggests a risk classification system. Think of it like triage. First, you've got low-risk topics.
Okay, like what?
Simple stuff. How to cook rice. What is Newton's second law? Things where there's a huge consensus.
So the data is overwhelmingly consistent.
Right. You can probably trust it. But then you have high-risk topics, new fields, deep political debates, specific medical advice. For these, the AI should only be for suggestions. You have to check the output against textbooks or professionals.
So this implies the strategy isn't just about fact-checking everything after the fact.
No, it's about triaging information based on complexity before you even type the prompt. You have to ask, if this is wrong, will I know?
That's a great heuristic. But let's say the AI gets it right, the answer is accurate. There's still this problem, the source calls it the illusion of fluency. And this really resonated with me.
Oh, this is the trap, the big one. It's that feeling of being incredibly smart while you're chatting with the bot.
Yeah.
You ask a question, it gives this brilliant, nuanced answer, and you're nodding along thinking, yes, exactly, I get it. You feel fluent, but then you close the laptop.
And the mind goes blank.
A complete blank page. You mistook access to the answer for mastery of the answer. The source makes a really hard distinction here between productivity and learning.
Okay.
Productivity is getting an essay written in 2 minutes. Task done. But your growth? 0.
It's like watching a workout video and thinking you got stronger.
Yes. You watch the heavy lifting, you didn't do it. Real learning needs that mental sweat. When you write an essay yourself, you're wrestling with words, you're structuring arguments, you're literally building neural pathways.
And if you let the AI do that, you're just robbing yourself of the cognitive workout.
You are. The source breaks this into 2 types of reliance. There's positive reliance, the booster.
Okay.
That's where you outsource low-value stuff. Summarizing a long transcript, fixing grammar, it saves your mental energy for the real analysis.
And the other one.
Negative reliance, the crutch. That's letting the AI think from start to finish.
I think we've all been guilty of the crutch approach, when we're tired or rushing. Just write this email for me. So how do we catch ourselves?
Don't count tasks completed. Track your internal understanding. The source suggests the 5-year-old test. Can you explain the topic to a child without looking at a screen?
Ah, the Feynman technique.
Exactly. If you get stuck and you have to open ChatGPT to find the words, you don't really know it. You're just renting the knowledge. You don't own it.
So does this mean we should just stop using AI for any kind of output?
No, not at all. Just don't let it replace the thinking process itself.
Okay, let's unpack that, the thinking process, because thinking is such a broad term. The source material introduces a hierarchy, a sort of reimagined Bloom's taxonomy for the AI age.
Right. Picture a pyramid. The bottom three levels are remember, understand, and basic apply.
So facts, basic meanings, following steps.
Exactly. And the argument is, let the robots have these. Don't waste your limited cognitive load memorizing figures you can look up in 3 seconds. AI is great at the bottom of the pyramid.
It's perfect recall.
Perfect recall. But the top 3 levels, that's the human advantage.
Okay, walk us through those. What's left for us?
First, analyze. This is about connecting the dots. So don't just ask for a definition of SEO. Ask yourself, how is SEO different from Facebook ads, in the specific context of my new coffee shop?
The context is the key. The AI knows the definition, but I know my business.
Right. Then above that is evaluate. Judgment. An AI can give you a list of pros and cons for a decision, but it can't tell you what's suitable for your values, your risk tolerance. It lacks skin in the game.
And at the very top of the pyramid.
Create. Making something new. Now, AI creates by remixing old data. It's a synthesis engine. But humans. Humans can have breakthroughs that defy the data, because we have lived experience.
So looking at this pyramid, do you think AI can eventually climb that ladder? Can it ever truly create?
Maybe one day. But right now, it lacks that real experience and context. It mimics creation, but it doesn't understand the emotional weight behind it.
That brings us to the how. We've got the theory. We know we need to stay at the top of the pyramid. But the source outlines a very specific 4-step routine for smart learning.
Yeah, this routine is gold. It's designed to force that mental sweat we were talking about. Step 1 is background and big picture. You use the AI to scan a ton of data and just summarize the main concept.
Okay, so a prompt like, summarize behavioral economics with daily life examples.
Right. Get the lay of the land. But then, and this is so important, step 2 is the analog step.
Analog, you mean like paper?
Physical paper, a pen. You actually stop using the AI. You step away from the screen and you draw a mind map. You force your own brain to find the connections. How does concept A relate to concept B?
Why is that physical paper step so important? I mean, couldn't I just do that in a different window or something?
You could, but the physical act changes things. It forces active recall without digital crutches. When the screen is off, your brain has to struggle to retrieve the information, and that struggle is where the memory gets cemented.
Okay, so we struggled. We have our messy handwritten mind map. What's step 3?
Step 3 is the Socratic challenger. You go back to the AI, but you don't ask for answers. You tell it, I'm explaining the anchoring effect for a negotiation. Act as a tough expert and ask me 3 difficult questions to test my logic.
That's intimidating. You're inviting it to criticize you.
It should be. Whoa. I mean, imagine having Socrates in your pocket, ready to poke holes in your logic at any moment. That is powerful.
Right. Most people use AI to tell them they're right.
The smart learner says, tell me where I'm wrong.
And step 4.
Refine and create. You take the feedback from that Socratic session and you fix your mistakes. This is the create level. By now, you're not just repeating what the bot said. You've processed it, you've connected it, you've defended it, and you've refined it. You own it now.
It effectively gamifies the learning process. It really just changes the dynamic completely.
You remain the boss of your own brain.
We are back. I want to shift gears a little bit to the professional side of this. There's a section in the source material about career sabotage, which it sounds dramatic, but the logic really holds up.
It's a serious warning. Companies aren't going to pay high salaries for average reports that ChatGPT can generate for free. If your output looks exactly like the AI's output, you're redundant.
So the value shifts from doing the work to judging the work.
Exactly. Critical thinking becomes the strongest habit. You have to constantly doubt the AI. Ask, why did it choose this word? What perspective is missing? You need to be able to smell when the AI is wrong, and that requires deep expertise.
I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. I'll start with really good intentions, but then I get lazy and just type, write a budget for me.
I think we all do, but that is the weak professional move. The source outlines a formula. It's role plus context plus task plus goal. But with a specific twist they recommend.
What is the twist?
Constraints. Specifically telling the AI to wait.
Wait.
Yeah. Instead of make me a budget, you try this. You are a senior financial consultant. I earn $1,000 a month and I want to save $5,000. Do not give me a plan yet. First, ask me 5 critical questions about my habits before giving a plan.
Oh, that's good. Do not give me a plan yet. You're forcing it to gather the context it doesn't have.
That is the key. You are treating the AI like a talented intern. If you just say, make a budget, the intern guesses. If you say, interview me first, the intern learns.
So the quality of the answer depends entirely on the setup.
100%. Treat AI like a talented intern, not a magic button.
Okay, let's ground this with some quick-fire examples. The source breaks this down for vocabulary, reading, and coding.
Yeah, let's take vocabulary. The lazy way is to ask for a definition. You read it, you forget it. The smart way. Ask the AI to write a funny story with the word, but leave a blank space where the word should be. You have to fill it in.
Active recall again. You're participating.
Exactly. For reading books, don't just ask for a summary. Pick the hardest chapter, the one you didn't quite get, and ask the AI to explain it using metaphors, like explain quantum entanglement using a pair of dice.
That connects the new hard information to something you already know. And what about coding? That feels high stakes.
The super prompt for coding is fantastic. Usually people paste their error and say, fix this. The smart prompt is, here is my code. Do not give me the correct code yet. Tell me where my logic is wrong and suggest 3 technical keywords so I can research the fix.
That is strict. It forces you to actually go do the research yourself.
It prevents you from just copy-pasting your way into a broken product. You have to understand the why behind the bug.
What stands out to me here is the common thread, whether it's vocabulary or budgeting or coding.
Yeah.
What is it?
They all force the brain to do the heavy lifting. Every single one of these strategies inserts a pause where the human has to think.
It really reframes the whole relationship. We think of AI as an accelerator, to speed us up. But these strategies are about deliberately slowing down to make sure you're learning.
Speed without direction is just getting lost faster.
So let's bring this all together. What is the big takeaway for someone listening who just feels overwhelmed by all this?
I think it's that core metaphor. AI is a powerful engine. It's got incredible horsepower. But you must be the driver holding the steering wheel. If you let go, you're either going to crash or you're just going to end up wherever the algorithm takes you.
And to keep your hands on the wheel, we have those golden rules.
Right. Use AI for the heavy, tedious work, the summaries, the grammar. Use it for simple topics, but never, ever let AI decide for you on deep analysis or career choices, and always check the facts.
It's a call to action, really. Don't just use AI to finish your work. Use it to get better at your work.
That's it. The future belongs to those who can combine machine speed with human deep thinking. Be the hybrid.
And I want to leave you with a thought to mull over. We talked about AI as a tutor or an intern, but what if you treated it as a rival? What if, for 1 week, you trying to outthink the machine on every single topic, using it only to grade your own performance? How sharp do you think you would get?
That is a fascinating experiment.
Thanks for diving in with us. We'll see you next time.
See ya.